for that kind introduction. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm really excited to be here today. I think there's so much energy in this room, and you all look so wonderful. As a matter of fact, I'd like to invite you to turn to the person that's sitting next to you and say, my, don't you look great today? Thank you for entertaining me. Thank you so much. You built up so much additional energy in this room. And if you allow me, I'd like to continue building on that energy. Thank you also for giving me the space to share my story with you today. I hope that the words of wisdom, the wisdom of pearls that you hear today, you can take back and apply to certain parts of your life as you take on the journey forward. All of this is advice that I would give to my own children. I have a daughter who's also in high school, and you know, it's one of those things that when you see youth like yourself make an entry into such a special place like BSEC is. My son is actually an alum from the BSEC Queen's School, so I know what it's like to belong to such a fine institution like BSEC. So please make the most of your time here. So you are worth it. My journey to the United States actually started because two people, my lovely parents, fell in love. They actually brought me from South America, Ecuador, where I was born, to the United States, land of opportunity to pursue greater dreams, more for us, their children. My parents instilled in both my sister and myself and my brother strong values and belief to believe in ourselves and achieve all that we can be. My father, he's no longer with us, and he rests in peace, was an entrepreneur at heart. He exemplified achievement with a 4th grade level education. He took on leadership roles with nonprofit social club in order to raise funds for the Ecuadorian community. In fact, my father drilled in us how important it was to develop strong mathematical skills. There wasn't a school year that didn't go by where my father had my sister and I recite to him the multiplication table, which is in many respects the foundation for math. We needed to know the multiplication tables, forward, backwards, middle, front, middle, back. He took on great leadership positions among the community, and I follow his example today. My mother is a teacher, was a teacher back in Ecuador, and she knew early on that it was important for us to be bilingual. So much that every summer during our vacation, we spent hours at length taking the Spanish newspaper and writing it in our journals to perfect our Spanish skills. It is because of that that I am truly bilingual, where I can read, write, and speak in Spanish. These two people instilled in me the value for education because that is the ticket to financial independence. Education is the ticket to financial independence. If there is one thing that you take away from today, is believing that education provides knowledge. Knowledge provides power. Power provides access to privilege and allows you to impact policies that then affect communities at large. When I, till this day, think about my success Education really is the force behind my success that propels me even till this day. I attended Baruch College, but I did so financing my own education. I worked full-time and took courses in the evening and pursued part-time studies for the first 3 years of my college studies. My last 2 years, I aggressively took on an overload of courses in order to attain my goal of graduating within 5.5 years, all while still continuing to work part-time. I had the opportunity back in high school to be accepted into NYU. However, for financial reasons, I chose Baruch. However, I actually am pursuing my dream right now. I recently enlisted in a Master of Science program at NYU Tanton School of Engineering and Management of Technology. Why all this, right? Why all this? It's constant change that's happening in the world. You're living it, you're seeing it, we're seeing it, so we need to put the forces behind us in order to prepare ourselves, constantly reinventing ourselves in order to obtain the knowledge to be able to achieve more. So by now, you've probably figured out that there are many life events that have really made me who I am today, right? There are people that would say that I am introvert, that I am quiet. I am the fire that has ignited, ignites, and will continue to ignite. When I set a goal, I don't stop until I see fire in the sky. And keeping those things in mind, when you set your goals and pursue those dreams to make them reality, you can all join me in being champions of change. That's what it takes to be a champion of change, to believe in yourself. Set out a plan and make it happen. Let me take you through an example that will put this into context for you. Some of you, probably most of you, don't remember, but about 8 years ago, there was a tornado. The tornado hit my neighborhood, and it could have been devastating. It uprooted many trees in a residential neighborhood where many of my neighbors' homes were impacted, cars were crushed, and all of the trees were uprooted and the sidewalks were very difficult to walk through. For a second, we stood frozen. Could have been devastating. We were blessed though, because the tree didn't fall on my house, it fell towards the street. So we still have to count those blessings. I say this to you because this was a very difficult situation to get through. And we could have turned the other way, perhaps moved away from the neighborhood and found our home elsewhere. However, we decided to sit there, work with some government partners, our insurance companies, care for our neighbors, and pull through together. In life, there are many obstacles, and the road can be very winding. We changed what was a difficult situation to a positive outcome because we chose to seize the opportunity. And today, everything is fine, and you would never be able to tell that there was a tornado that hit the neighborhood. As you move forward and take on all opportunities that come your way, it does require a deal of coming in touch with your inner self, right? Your inner perspective, your inner outlook. You do so by staying in touch with your emotions and demonstrating respect to others. Those same people are the ones that can provide you with some feedback and understanding of who your true self really is, to determine more closely how you feel, what you want, and identify what you need. In going through that process, it's a matter of not losing focus, right? Aligning your behavior, your actions with what your focus is. We need to think about fearing nothing, but taking on opportunities. Because only then can we truly live with integrity and exemplify the passion that is within us, so that we continue to stay true to ourselves. Passion drives behavior. Passion defines how successful we are in something. However, we know that the road and the journey can be winding, so sometimes we need to set boundaries, right? Sometimes we know that there's different ways to achieve the goal. It's not always a straight line, and if it doesn't work once, we try again, and we move forward. Sometimes, when we're going through situations that fail us, it's a matter of reacting and responding and taking control of what we can control, so that at that point in time, we can embrace it all as we ourselves are true to ourselves and know who we truly are. You need to think about that everything, no matter if it's good, bad, happens in life for a reason, right? And part of that is because it teaches us how to love ourselves, how to care for ourselves, and understand that if we love ourselves, anything and everything is possible. As I'm sure your parents, your guardians, adults, anyone that positively influences you, the same way as my parents told me, you are the most precious human being in the world. And these are things that we need to hold on to, because there are barriers sometimes and rocks along the road. When I need to step away and take care of myself, I actually find myself going to a place that's very peaceful. For me, it's the beach, where I can actually look out over the horizon, take deep breaths, gain my focus again, and understand what is happening in order to realign my plan and move forward. Self-care is so important, and it's taking time to step away to a place that gives us inner peace and drive and motivation that allows us to then move forward, as this beach is for me. By doing so, you put yourself in a place to be able to move from point A to point B to the next big thing. You've heard me say today that it is important to be relevant, right? When you show up, you need to show up with understanding, with information, with something that creates passion within you. We need to develop affirmations in what's important to us and feel good about everything that we've accomplished. Only then can we be true to ourselves, have that inner voice that allows us to understand that we are different. We don't need to compare ourselves to anyone because we were born to be different. However, because there is always someone watching us, and we are human, right? We can actually keep ourselves in check because there is always someone going to be watching us. We need to have that inner drive to develop the confidence and the fundamental instinct in order to achieve. And when things get a little bit rough in the seas, as it does in the ocean, the picture that I showed you, we need to find our anchor. What keeps us locked in to be able to regain control and adjust and adapt to change. If we do these things, we can continue to believe in ourselves and that we do belong here to drive some changes. These things have worked for me because whenever possible I do practice those beliefs. I'm grounded in that. And that enables me to seize every opportunity that comes my way. That allows others the opportunity to see me for who I am. Right? It's one thing when we believe in ourselves, when we know we're this, when we're that, when we know what we can accomplish. And by delivering on your passion, you will have others recognize that. It has worked that way for me. I've been recognized by the National Association of Female Executives, the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and recently by womeninbusiness.org on Sweet Success. It is the work that I do with the community that has made it possible for these organizations to identify me. So the rewards and recognition do come when you put in the effort. I want to share with you in the next 3 slides some things that have really carried me forward. This weekend I actually went with my mother and my sister to see a Bronx Tale. And the lyrics resonated with me. Because when I look at people who are pursuing education, whether it's middle school, high school, college, or just taking time to read and stay current with what's happening in the marketplace. Everything that I heard at the Bronx Tale reminded me of how important and special it is. All the choices that we make in life shape our lives. All the choices we make will shape our lives forever. Those choices, whether they're good or bad, they're no bad choices, right? It's just we make choices based on the information that we have on hand. But they shape what happens next. So we just need to be mindful of that. As you navigate through the next 4 years, think about the choices that you will be making. Seize every opportunity that comes your way. Take advantage of all of the resources that are available to you, whether they're within your communities, with in the school, with friends, or others that really encourage you and bring out the best in you. Seize those opportunities. As Winston Churchill said, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Think about the story I shared with you when the tornado hit my hometown. There's always a way out when we seize the opportunities. When we do so, we are able to leave the space that we connect in a better place than how we found it. We exist to leave the space that we touch, the lives that we touch, the people that we interact with, the communities we touch, a better place than how we found it. And if you are able to do that, even if you touch one person, you affect a volume of others. And only then can you walk on your feet and stand on your hands and exuberate the joy that my daughter demonstrates in this picture. Thank you very much for entertaining me and allowing me to share my story.